Hi, I'm here with Kristin Karst, who is co-owner of AmaWaterways, and we're here on the AmaLegro on the Seine. And I actually had never been on the Seine. There are a lot of firsts with your company that I've done, but this has been a marvelous cruise so far. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the ships you're going to have on this route, because actually the AmaLegro, the ship is leaving the fleet, right?
Yeah, the AmaLegro is now in her 10th anniversary, I can say. And after 10 years, that's what we do. We renew the fleet. The ship will be retired. But her younger sister ship, the AmaLyra, will come and join here. So AmaLyra will take over next year. And you're right, James. This is a hidden treasure, the Seine. Not so many people really know about. And our guests are amazed by the beautiful scenery that they see here. And of course, the different things between culture and, French Impressionists and magical cities. It's wonderful.
Well, the itinerary is very inventive and very creative. And as you can see from behind us, some people might think the Seine might be an industrial river, but actually it's full of the Norman hills and the trees and what makes this region so famous, right?
Absolutely. And we started in Paris, the city of light, and the ship is perfect, actually, the size of the ship for the Seine River, because we were able to dock right next to the Eiffel Tower, you can say. So we were not far away.
No, we saw the light show that night. That was sort of the opening night, right?
Yeah, it was the opening night, beautiful light show, and then we started cruising. Our first stop was Seine, where we saw the house of Monet, who lived there and worked there for 43 years. We saw the gardens. They were spectacular. Right now, the fall colors are at its peak, and it's just amazing, what you see there.
You are literally in an Impressionist painting when you go in the gardens of Monet and into his house. It feels like you're part of the painting.
Yes, you are. And I think it's one of the favorite excursions for our guests and for many of our guests during the season. But that's not just it. The French Impressionists is one of the highlights.
Yeah, and then the next one is?
And the next one is Honfleur. So Honfleur, for many, was like a fascinating, charming harbor town where you could just walk around, see the medieval houses, medieval churches, all the locals there. That was a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
So everyone was sitting in a cafe, in a restaurant, and it's just beautiful, little boutiques. So that was Honfleur, a seaside town. From there, we went to see the Normandy beaches. Certainly a highlight.
And a very dramatic highlight for many Americans and for British and Canadians as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the nice thing is with AmaWaterways, we do offer you different tours and excursions. Normandy beaches, for instance, we went to the US beaches, but for our Canadian and British guests, we offered their beaches.
Right.
And for the ones who didn't want to see it, we would go and see, the Calvados making where the brie and the camembert is done.
There's nothing wrong with food, right?
There is nothing wrong with food. And as you have tasted here, we try to really serve the food of the region, starting from oysters, fresh oysters, and, serving, of course, the traditional wines here. We had the Calvados right the first night. The cheeses tomorrow. We have an incredible cheese buffet. I shouldn't say it, but
it is incredible. And let's get to the food a little bit later, because then we discovered, and I had been there as a child, but I don't remember it very well, Rouen, which to me was really an undiscovered gem of a French city.
Oh my God. Rouen is, of course, the historic capital of Normandy. It is a smaller town, but incredible. And really nobody knows about it. From the markets to the houses, half timberwood houses, to, of course, the cathedral, the big cathedral, but that's not the only one where Joan Arc in front of the cathedral was burned. But you have so many more wonderful churches, and again, in this light where we are right now at the end of October, beginning of November, with all the fall colors, everything looked even so much more spectacular.
And we still have 2 more days on our itinerary, so you got to sort of tell me about what's to come, right?
Oh, I don't want to tell you all the secrets. I want you to experience and try it out. But definitely take the bike tour to Les Andelys today.
Right.
And that's another nice thing. We have 25 bikes on board our ships. It's nice to be a little bit active after all this splendid food here on board.
Well, we did talk about the food, and let's get back to the food because we keep getting back to the food every night. It seems like almost every night you have a special dinner that with local specialties, right?
We did, actually, really starting from the welcome dinner to the chain de rôtisseur. You were part of our dinner at the chef's table, a very nice special setup, special tasting menu, where only a small group of guests can dine every night, very private. We had our Halloween night here as well, where our wonderful crew converted the ship into, how should I say it? I mean, little monsters were floating around, and
I think you were wearing a costume a little bit too there, right?
I had a little bit of a face painting, right? But it was just absolutely a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we had dancing. So it really, really shows. Everyone would like to be on the dance floor if the music is right, and the setting is right. So
and I was surprised, that there was actually a lot of people dancing on most nights here.
Yes, I have to say our guests are very active, and we enjoy it. I feel our guests are, I cannot say become younger, but probably really more active. And with this, they really enjoy life. And I talked about biking, but we also offer a hiking tour tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. So I will see how many will come and join our hiking tour.
And you mentioned the crew, and clearly the crew is sort of really what it's all about here, and whether the crew on AmaLegro, and I'm sure the crew coming up on AmaLira, really is the heart and soul of AmaWaterways, right?
It is. It's always about the people, starting from our French cruise manager, Annie, who really brings over the French charm of the region here, to our entire crew, our captain, Claude, who is, visible all over. And I know our guests...
He's on the dance floor a lot, I know that.
He is on the dance floor as well, and I know the ladies love it, right? But our hotel manager, Talida, the entire crew, it's one team, right? They are here for the guests. They anticipate the needs of the guests. The smile of the guests is basically their biggest appreciation and reward. And they just love working here. And we are also very proud that because they consider themselves as part of the family, we have them for many, many years. So, and that's an investment the company takes, and it's nice to see that they stay with us, and the guests show us the appreciation as well then.
Fantastic. Well, Kristin, thank you for introducing me to the Seine River. A lot of things I did not know. A lot of great attractions. I've done the Rhine with you. I've done the Danube with you. I'm very lucky in that respect. I've even done the African river safaris with you. But this in itself, the Seine, is yet another gem that I think is waiting to be discovered. And a year after we had some sort of down travel to France, and things are looking better, I believe, for 2017. It's really a thing that river cruisers and cruisers in general should not miss.
Absolutely. I would encourage everyone to come to visit the Seine River, all the hidden gems, the colors, taste the flavor of what is offered to you, and you will never be disappointed. I actually heard many of our clients saying, and they have been to the different rivers in France, that this is now their favorite one.
Wow.
And for me, it's hard to say what my favorite is, but I definitely love it, and I know I will be back very soon.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, Kristin, and been a great experience so far. I've done a lot of the biking, I've done a lot of the eating, and really have enjoyed the crew, and every night we have a great thing going on here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, James, for coming on board, and looking forward to the next one with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm James Schillinglaw for Insider Travel Videos.